Welcome to the Big and Small Podcast, coming to you from Plymouth, Massachusetts. Just a couple of guys drinking some beers, having some chow, and talking all things sports.
All right, boys. So what are we up to now, Dougie? Are we on episode 83 or 82? 82.
Utah.
Utah. Episode 83, boys. Get them up. Lots to talk about here. Your Boston Red Sox, your New England Patriots doing some things.
Dumb things.
Worthy of chatting about.
Stupid.
Welcome to our millions of viewers, and look forward to moving into spring as this weather's been absolutely miserable.
Okay, so we got a couple things to do. So, Mr. Devers finally broke his. I don't even know. That's not even a slump. I don't even know what you called that.
Late start. He had a late start this season.
I will say I will take full credit because I finally bet him last night to have no hits.
Oh, there you go.
After his, monumental, historic slump, obviously I take him to have no hits. I said it's a layup, and then all I hear is, and Rafi Devers with a shot to right field. There we go. So that was $50 down the drain.
What were the odds on that?
Plus 185.
Wow.
I thought it was a layup.
Wow.
So I believe since we've spoken, Garrett Crochet has signed an extension, a very team-friendly, which I feel like he left a lot of money on the table. 6 years, $170 million.
I don't know, Doug. I mean, last night was his 10th win of his career. It was the first time he's pitched 8 innings in a game since he was in high school. So, I mean, there's a little bit of risk there. Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah, but now that Garrett Cole's down, he's now the favorite to win the Cy Young in the AL.
Really? Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, let's see about that. But I would say, I don't know if I could say it was. I think it wasn't. I think it was a smart move by the Sox, but I don't think it was bad. He's the 7th highest paid pitcher in baseball.
Oh, really?
Yeah, who's freaking never really even done anything.
No.
Except he looks great. And he's got great stuff. Granted, he's been on a bad team, but a lot of guys have been on bad teams and still win. But I think it was a smart for the Red Sox. They gave away a lot of prospects to get him. They needed to make sure he was in the fold. I think Crochet did pretty well in the deal. I don't think, but I definitely don't think it was a steal. He's got a long way to go to see what he's got for durability. And
he looks right.
but he looked great the other night.
He's a big dude. You know what I like about him? He works fast and he pounds the zone.
Yeah, I love how fast he was.
Yeah. Yeah, he works fast. That's good. And he throws strikes, Dougie.
But I think what Devers, the bottom line was he didn't have spring training.
Yeah, I agree with you. That game last night.
I don't know what was going on in spring training, but they needed that fresh series from what I can tell. Because a lot of the spring training games, most of the starters didn't even be able to play.
No, they played. They played like 5 innings.
What?
During the spring training.
They didn't.
Yeah, they did.
How many bats did Rafael Devers have in spring training?
Not him. No, not him.
How many did Bregman have?
He had a bunch. He played almost every game. Dougie.
Look it up.
Look it up. Spring training at bats.
Bregman did. The young kids did. Story didn't. Abreu did. You didn't have.
Abreu only had 20 at bats.
Casas. It wasn't. They didn't have many at bats in spring.
I think he's north of 30, Dougie.
Live at bats.
North of 30, Bregman at bats.
I'm
telling you.
Bregman, 31, led the team.
Told you. Led the team. He did.
31 at-bats, led the team. Jaron Durant had the next closest. Played 7 games. 2 runs, 9 hits, 1 dong. Batted .290.
Yeah, that means you played in, let's see, 4. You played in basically 6 games.
It says games played 7.
Yeah. I mean, ooh, with me.
But nobody has any more than 7.
Against half the time, complete pass. So it's like, so it's they weren't, which is fine. I don't care with it, but I think
Devers
even with
Devers had 27 at bats.
You did?
Yeah.
I think you're looking at something wrong.
Red Sox batting stats 2025.
No, that's
Here we
live.
go.
It's now. That's live.
What
All right, we can go back to it.
Yeah,
We'll
I got
take a
you.
break.
Do you think?
So what do you think? But I do think I'm happy with the Sox. They started out a little slow there.
Your tunes changed a bit.
No, I know. I mean, like I say, I still don't think they were going to win a World Series. I don't even think they're close.
I didn't say they was going to win a World Series. I think they're going to be good. They're going to make the playoffs.
I think it's a long way to go. They have no righty. I mean, if Campbell is really this good, that's you can start hot, and then it you start to know what they can get you with. You know who he's chasing, like basically his head up, is the greatest rookie start in Red Sox history for on base.
Freddie Lynn?
No,
Who?
Will
Omar?
Middlebrooks.
Wow.
Will Middlebrooks, who's on the broadcast. I was listening to the radio. What a career he had. No,
he didn't.
So let's see what happens as it plays out. But I think Devers is in it. He's not being a bitch, which is key. He's got it. He's got a DH. He's just got to start doing, Beetle and all these clowns, blowing it way out of push. He's way out of shape. He's not. He's probably about 5 to 7 pounds heavier than he normally is. And I think that affected him not doing as much reps in spring training in the field, because he does not look to me like he's much of a gym guy. He takes an early morning jog. But he's gonna get that going, bring him back. And but the key to me was the way he's swinging. Nobody's talking about he's injured. I mean, talk radio is, but nobody in the organization, because they wouldn't be playing.
Right.
So let him settle into that role and go. And again, like I said, hey, if Story can swing the bat, huge. Looks like the defense.
I mean, what? Even if he can, even if he gets hurt, bring up Meyer.
Well, true, but still, you need a righty at bat. Righty bat.
Yeah, he's a lefty. I know, Meyer's a lefty.
I mean, so I think that we'll see what happens.
According to Fox News, Alex Bregman played in 17 spring training games and had 57 plate appearances.
No way.
43 at bats.
No way. Maybe in his career.
No, I watched it. I watched it this year. I watched spring training. I'm a professional. I have a podcast. I got to be abreast of all these situations.
Devers apparently played in 5 games and only had 15 plate appearances.
That makes sense. Yes, Dougie. Willard Abreu was 1 for 20. Spring training. Come out game 1 on fire.
Maybe he should have gotten some of those torpedo bats.
Exactly. Yeah, what do we think of that?
Brad hit one today.
You did.
I'm surprised. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I'm surprised. I guess MLB hasn't come out and said anything.
Well, obviously they're within.
People used them last year. This isn't anything new.
Yeah, they're within the dimensions or whatever.
It just became a big deal because the Yankees faced the worst pitching staff in the history of baseball, and they all hit homers. And then they jumped in the scene. We'll see. Hey, if it proves that the entire 90% of the league goes to them and home run totals go up, great. But it's not new. No. I mean, I can't imagine guys didn't see them in last year. Who was using it? He had a good postseason. I think John Carlo was using it in the postseason. Yeah. Is that let's see what I can't imagine a lot of guys didn't take the opportunity, went to ball spring training to experiment with them if everybody's thinking they're these loaded bats. But I agree. That's why I said I was listening to Mad Dog. Mad Dog was going, enough of the wood bat, enough of the bats, enough of the bats. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. But it's an interesting topic what people come up with. That's for sure.
Okay, so let's we're not gonna do Celtics. They're just kind of on autopilot.
Well, no, what do you think of the first? We got to talk. What do you think of the obviously the signing of Campbell?
So here's my thought. You're 22 years old. You're 22 years old. You've never made any money in your life. Now they're throwing $60 million over 8 years in your face. At 22 years old, anything could happen. You know what I mean? You could suck. You could get hurt. So completely takes care of the rest of his life, probably his family as well. You know, $60 million deal. Yeah, why not take it, right?
$7.5 million a year.
Yeah.
Which right now seems good, but in 2 years, if this guy's an absolute fucking rock star, like Rick said, this is an absolute highway robbery for the Red Sox.
Yeah, but supposedly that happens, right? You don't think they're gonna, his agent's gonna be like, yeah, don't show up. Let's renegotiate it. Let's get you up to market value. I mean, that shit happens.
That's one thing I'm not good with contracts and arbitration, and you just don't fucking show up even though you're under contract. I'm terrible with that kind of
it's
stuff
bad.
and the verbiage, and
that's the worst case scenario. But the kid's 22, like I said. But on the flip side, the Boston Red Sox, if this kid is half as good as it looks like he is, you got to steal. And if he does play well and he plays the contract and he's a good pro, when he's 30 years old, 30 is not old in the major leagues. That's still got a good 5 years of contract there where he could probably get $200 million for 5 years.
Well, that's what you'd have to hope for. You'd have to hope that you go through your 8 years, you don't have no major injuries, no nothing crazy that's going to hinder anything for your big payday.
It's a win-win, I think. Because even if he is a bust, and you're the Red Sox, it's not the end of the world either, right?
Right.
So I like the deal. It's a good deal.
Are you surprised at the length?
Well, I like the philosophy the Red Sox have. They have all these young prospects. So as soon as they can, they're going to sign them to those 8-year deals. I mean, they did it with Rafi, but they did it with a lot of money with Rafi. But they did it with Rafael last year. Same thing. They signed him up for 8 years. So you lock your young dudes in for that long of a time, and then you work on your farm system, and then when it comes time to re-up them, you got somebody waiting in the wings. It's a good way to run it. I think it's a really smart way to run it.
Well, I agree with everything you said. I mean, I think that, the kid probably said, hey, I'm here. It's free agent. It's my first contract. Let me get paid. He's still going to be young when that's up, but they'll probably renegotiate at some point anyway.
It's smart.
But I didn't realize when I first saw it, I was like, oh, geez. But I didn't realize he's actually going to be a free agent next year.
Yeah,
so let's get ahead of the curve. I give the Sox a lot of credit. Similar to Crochet, probably do it. And that's no matter what, that's still, if he was going to be a free agent, with his versatility, size, strength, pedigree, they got a great deal.
Yeah.
They got a great deal. I mean, so I give kudos to the Sox on that, to get ahead of that. And I think it'll be interesting now if they can lock in the other two guys pretty soon. I don't know when they're free agents yet, but we'll see. It looks like they'll be interesting. I mean, Hal threw pretty well today.
He did all right. He got tired.
Who closed it today?
Lisa, could you grab me?
They
pitched Whitlock for the last 2 innings.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
love him in that role. He's way better.
Thank you.
Way better in that role than the starter.
That was this was an analytics game, Rick.
Was it? Did you watch any of it?
5 pitchers. Houck threw 4, then Kelly threw 1, Wilson threw 1, Staten threw 1, Whitlock threw 2.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I I didn't see I saw a little bit of it, but I think Hulk threw a lot of pitches. That's why he had to come out.
Yeah,
he was
82 through 4.
Yeah. He wasn't sharp. He did get some key outs at key spots, but he wasn't sharp.
5 hits, 3 earned, 6 Ks, gave up 1 dong.
I think he hit somebody too.
Probably.
Yeah. But I like them. I think they're good. I think they're solid. They're solid. I like to see. They had another guy play today off the bench, like Navarez or something. I don't know what it is.
Catcher.
Yeah. Yeah, he did. He had a hit, I think.
4
But he's
for
good
1.
behind the plate.
Yeah, he had a hit. But I'd like to see like somebody else play right field. Give Abreu a break, see what that looks like. Maybe that's Matza at some point where they put Duran in right and put Matza in left. I don't know when he's ready to come back.
Yeah, Abreu's good. Abreu murders right-handed pitching.
He does.
It's not even a question.
Yeah. No, they're outfielders.
They're going to prove if he can do it. I mean,
Raphael is not hitting really yet.
Raphael, the key is can he figure out, get things going at the plate? But overall, they're very solid defensively, so are they good there? We just got to see where they can get 100% healthy on the mound.
I tell you what,
I think Bello still has, like they said, 3 more rehab starts.
But we were talking about the beginning of the year. How much does Devers playing third actually affect them? But what I've noticed is Bregman gets to a lot of shit that Devers wouldn't have gotten near.
That was the biggest thing.
Yeah,
Stuff's hit right at him. He's fine, but he's got no range.
Bregman gets to a lot of hits, a lot of balls left and right.
But he made a nice play on that double play ball last night.
Oh, yeah.
That was a nice one.
But how about the one that he got to where he smashed his face?
Was his arm is when he makes one bad play, it's typically throwing. And if he makes the bad throw, then he gets he's a mental midget for a while.
Yeah.
But mainly his problem is he doesn't have the same range as Bregman, but that's whatever at third. The difference is throwing accuracy is what's really got, I would guarantee you, out of his 11 errors last year.
No, I know.
6 were throwing.
Oh yeah, no, he was terrible.
But
I'm very. What was wrong with my thing? Oh, it was the thing.
So I think I'm in the minority here, and I grew up playing baseball, love baseball.
What was your position, Doug?
So I was outfielder and pitcher, and then at Maritime I just pitched. I know I'm in the minority here, but I don't. You don't need a 162 game season.
Well, I think the least amount they ever played was what, like 152 or something like that, 150. Least amount of games they ever played in the MLB.
oh yeah, it's always it's how they make money.
Well, I get it, but I want games to mean more. Like, oh, we had a terrible 10-game fucking slump. Who gives a shit? Like, we'll get it back. You know what I mean? Like, it's tough to do that in other sports and still be able to kind of come back from it.
Yeah, but it's the season starts in freaking late March and is over in early October. That's a long season.
That's what I'm saying. You cut the games down. You don't need that long of a span.
I don't know. I think
Yeah, but that's the revenue.
Yes.
And that's all revenue. Like, if anything, talking about meaningless, I mean, Celtics right now is completely meaningless.
Oh, yeah. It's like,
I mean,
what are we doing?
I mean, you got, but if and the wear and tear is completely different, dramatically different. Same with the Bruins, but I mean, those guys are playing 80 plus games a year, but it's all about the revenue. But
Right.
That's why baseball's always done it, because number one, it's something that they want. It's summer.
Right.
I agree with you. Football, obviously, every game's important, but I think out of the major sports, it still comes down to the wire. I mean, you could still. I mean, think of it this way: before the trade deadline, the Bruins were actually in it still.
Right, and not only that, but like baseball with the expanded playoffs, a lot of teams are still in it late.
Yeah, and it's just that they need it for the revenue. The difference is you're talking nationally, like in theory, too. Like weather in the spring was actually better than this, and a lot of like Baltimore was gorgeous today.
Yeah.
For that game, so it's like unless you're in the World Series or the to win the pennant, those series you might get. It's kind of, depending where you're playing, could be cold, but in general, the league is playing September, beautiful, August, July, June, May, typically all great weather.
Yeah,
and that's the beauty of baseball. It's always been that way, but that's why the salaries are as outrageous and everything as they are, and the owners make what they make because of that much time, and that's why it was the national pastime.
well, I think
Nobody watched the NBA, Doug. Didn't even exist. Nobody watched the NFL. Nobody watched. Basically, half the country still doesn't watch the NHL,
right.
but it's gained tremendous popularity since Gretzky. It's no matter what people say, and you listen to talk radio, it's like, no, it's still the national pastime, and don't kid yourself about it.
Well, you know what's amazing?
Like they say, if the Red Sox are in a World Series,
yeah,
it dwarfs anything else.
Well, that's the thing. I was going to say,
but I am a sinner, but we can't take that and just truncate it a little bit. So instead of them, starting, whatever, March 15th, they start, a month later, April 15th. Shave like 30 games off. Try to make stuff just like a little bit more important in the day
what's
to
that
day.
going to matter? So play 150 instead of 180? What's the difference?
130.
Yeah, I figured just try to make the games more important on a day-to-day basis. Versus like, we had a terrible road trip, whatever, we'll get them when we go back home. You know what I mean? I wish there was just more emphasis on the day-to-day games.
Well, I don't know. Then what are you going to do? Make the NHL 50 games?
No,
when
just
I was
baseball.
a kid.
Like 162 times. You know what I mean? And it's like they're going on a road trip. It's like, they'll go out and they'll play, the Dodgers for 4 games. The travel isn't really tough. You're all set up. You're there for fucking 5-6 days. You're doing your thing. You hop on a plane. You go somewhere else for another 5-6 days. The travel's not as rigorous as it is in like the NBA where you're flying here back to backs doing this other shit.
They play every day.
It's way more rigorous than day-to-day routine in the NBA.
Yeah, but you're not traveling.
How many games? Who played for the Celtics last night? Did you see the game?
Yeah.
Okay, well, half the team didn't even play. Again, and again, and again. Talk about irrelevant.
I mean,
that cannot happen in baseball. The difference in baseball is it keeps people in it. And the difference is, if you're really following it, and look at who makes the playoffs and who ends up going, it basically ends up that if you can get out, every series is vital.
Right. 2 out of 3.
If you win every series, you're guaranteed. But the key is you got to win
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 series, and you're making the postseason.
Right.
I mean, each series is so different. Like I said, they weren't ready in Texas, no doubt about it. They ran through a couple good arms. Every series, who you see for arms and who you're playing.
I'm going to have to disagree with it, Doug.
Different.
What's
I
that?
have to disagree with it. I'm going to have to disagree with it. The other thing, like, I remember being a kid, like, July 3rd, I was like, the Herald would come, and I was like, on the how many games ahead, behind, whatever, who was the third, who was the fourth, and I would analyze every single team and where they were, and the players and batting average and home runs and ribbies, and I mean it's like a religion. You got to eat it every day.
What I'm with you, Doug, is the fact what drives me crazy more is they drive out the length of time of the playoffs.
Yes.
They drag that out, drives me crazy, and the time of the games drives me crazy, especially when you get there. And it's horrible for the young generation of baseball.
Yeah.
And that's a killer. You can't, even as adults. I mean, if you're a real baseball fan, you know what I mean? In betting, you can't, you you watch that documentary there with the Red Sox.
Did you watch it finally?
No, but I watched the other 30 for 30. And it's just like, my point is, doesn't matter, is that
It
almost
is
every one of
good. I
those
watched
games-
it on the flight out to Seattle. It is good.
almost every one of those Red Sox Yankee games, the announcer was going, see you later today.
Right.
That's absurd.
I know.
It's absurd. It's an embarrassment. And the biggest viewership is on the East Coast, the more than any other viewership. So I don't want to hear about, but they just want how many households tune in for game time, for 8 o'clock prime time. I wish what they would do is have what the viewership is at the end of games, like Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, and baseball, what they do with that structure. That's what drives me crazy more than anything. It drags out.
But baseball's weird too, because it's like you're not really sitting there like watching the 3.5, 4 hour game. It's kind of just like on in the background. You know what I mean?
You are in the playoffs, but yeah, from a day-to-day game
You know what I mean?
perspective,
Day to day, like you're cooking dinner. All of a sudden, if the commentator's like a long fly ball, you kind of look up, you watch it, but you're not sitting there glued to it. You know what I mean?
I get glued to like Red Sox at bats.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. The other team's up. I don't really care. I just do. But I do like to watch them at bat. I don't know. I'm engaged. I love this team. I really do. I think this team's pretty good. They're intriguing. They got a lot of depth. I can't wait for the young kids to come up. I think it's going to be good. I think they turned a corner. I got to give management credit. They're really, their prospects are good. They made some good signings. Where I don't, and I think a killer was for Crochet was giving up that catcher. I think behind the plate is where they have a weakness, Rick. I'm not sold on Wong.
Yeah, he's fine defensively. I don't think he's going to hit much, but he's but that's okay. You gotta have to have that in the order. But to the other point, Doug, I agree with you. I mean, Red Sox baseball's not designed that way. Baseball's designed as sort of summer background music. You're not going to lock in every inning of a baseball season.
Unless you're my
But
father.
like if the Red Sox, well, my mother, but if the Red Sox played once a week, it would be insanity how good it. It's not. That's not the Red Sox baseball. It's like it's there, catch on, you see when it's on. Any baseball, and then the big games come. But that's what makes baseball is it's on every freaking night.
I know.
So you can tune in when you feel like it. You can tune out. Just get the nostalgia of the game. Watch some key at bats. You don't have to worry about watching the end. It's not the end of the world. See what some guys are doing.
That's what I'm saying. I understand, but like they started in like March 15th or 17th or fucking like whatever it was.
Oh, the Dodgers
when we're bundled up in fucking winter jackets still.
Yeah, but we're Boston.
Yeah.
It's beautiful in Baltimore today. I mean, the weather here has been absolutely pathetic. You know how many games James has played?
A lot. Probably 30, right?
But played at UMass Boston yesterday. Good time I was up there.
Yeah.
Freezing. College baseball, high school baseball, opening days today. I mean, as far as real games.
You miss it?
No. in scrimmages. College baseball at all levels, never mind down south.
Oh, yeah.
They start their season in January.
Yeah.
It's looking, they've played, Endicott's played up north besides Florida. They've played at least since starting, 10 games up north.
Well, the funny thing about that is, like Endicott last year, they've gone to the World Series. By the time they played in the World Series, their entire college has been out of class for a month.
Well, if they go back to the World Series, the regional even this year,
crazy.
If they go back again this year,
Yeah.
shameful miss graduation.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But it's baseball. And that's shorter than the Division One. But anyway, you're looking forward to watching some more Sox. We'll see.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you're good. Good.
So let's transition to a move that is quite controversial, and I do not put my stamp of approval on it. Today, the Patriots decided to trade Joe Milton and a 7th-round pick to the Dallas Cowboys for a 5th pick in return. For a 5th-round pick of 2025 in return.
Yeah, I mean, I've been all over Milton since day one. I think I think he would have a chance. This is outrageous, but I think he would have a chance to be better than Drake May just because of his durability. But this is what drove me nuts today, Dougie. I don't know if you noticed this.
Was this Sports
So-
Hub or EI?
Everybody, even on TV, they're talking about, oh, Milton was disgruntled. He didn't want to be here. He thought he was the best quarterback, in the room. Well, don't you want everyone to feel like they're the best quarterback in the room? But he was a malcontent. They had to get rid of him. He wanted to go to Dallas, so that's where they sent him. Like, automatically, Milton was a problem all of a sudden.
Yeah,
You didn't hear
all
a
of a sudden.
word about the guy.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah. All
you
of
didn't
a
hear a
sudden.
word about the guy until today when they trade him. Now he's the problem? Come on. Like, cut it out. That's stupid.
Yeah,
They,
like I
they
said,
kick-
now the
they kiss the
conspiracy
Drake
of
May's ass.
now the conspiracy of like who made the call, because they're like, well, Elliot Wolf drafted him. Like he wouldn't have traded him. So is it May kind of getting everybody like, I don't want this guy here? Is it Vrabel saying I don't want this guy here? Like, who made the call to pull the trigger?
Yeah, all of a sudden he's a problem. Like,
Yeah.
come on. No,
Now you
I
got
don't
Drake
like-
May and Dobbs
right.
as your quarterback room.
Which, I don't understand that, because anybody with a pair of eyeballs could see that. Number one, I mean, Drake May's a talented guy, you can tell, but there's a lot of mistakes in there. There's a lot of potential problems right there. Number one. Number two, what's going on between the ears in terms of being able to take a hit? Because until I see that guy can get through a season, I wouldn't get rid of anybody.
Well, no, I understand. And now all of a sudden, if May goes down, now it's like Milton's in. Now it just, like Rick has said before, now like the entire playbook is open now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an absolutely disgraceful move.
And
It was a bad
for
deal.
nothing.
It was a
For
bad deal.
nothing.
For nothing.
I think it gets you up like, what'd they say, like 42 spots or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and either with it too was just a matter of, basically it was the pick they had last year, and you got somebody who's talented.
Right.
But I mean, it's so cowardly, it's unbelievable. And and I don't care, I don't believe anything the guys on talk radio say, because they're wrong all the time at the end of the day. But now they're all saying he's peacocking around the room and he's in there saying I should be the starter. Number one, today, if you don't play football, a sport, and peacock yourself around and say I want to be the guy, now you can't sabotage other people.
Right.
But if you've ever been on a team as an athlete and were content with being a bench backup loser, you know who you are?
A loser.
Loser.
I
All
mean,
about L's and W's, baby.
and so the point is, May has proven very little to me personally. He's got some skills. He's dumb as a stump. He's already proven he gets hurt every other play. And we're in a situation where if he goes down,
Josh Dobbs.
how exciting. Or do you want to see a potential absolute physical freak take over and see what we got? Never mind if you had the balls as a coaching staff and as an organization, you would have made May and I'm not saying you do dual quarterbacks.
No.
But awesome, some different sets there.
Yeah, but it would take away from the pounding that May would take. If you put him in a short yardage situation,
1,000%.
goal line situations, you don't want your number one guy taking that. You think they like it when Josh Allen takes the ball on the 5 and tries to get in and jumps over 5 people? They don't like that.
No, and that plus, like we talked about before, we were just talking about. I was saying, if May gets hurt, the system you're going to run is perfect for both guys. So you don't miss a beat. Josh Dobbs isn't running what he can run. I don't even want. If I ever see Josh Dobbs in the field, I'm going to throw up. I might as well see who is it, Zappy? I mean,
Yeah.
brutal, absolutely brutal.
Bailey.
They're going to end up drafting another quarterback late. I'll guarantee it.
Hope not.
He'll be the third guy. And it was cowardly. And the bottom line is they didn't want the press. If May sucks early on him about, is there a quarterback controversy? Is there a quarterback controversy? And they cowered it out of it. Cowardly. zero contract. And I'm disappointed because I didn't think Vrabel would ever be that big a sissy because I've been happy with what they've done so far.
But you know who hates this deal? I guarantee it. One guy down there hates this deal. Robert Kraft. Robert Kraft hates this deal. Robert Kraft hates this deal for two reasons. Number one, Joe Milton was putting butts in the seats. People wanted to see Joe Milton, number one. Number two, they were paying him $960,000.
Yeah, he was on a rookie contract.
Would he rather pay $960,000 for Joe Milton, or would he rather pay guaranteed $3.5 million for Josh Dobbs?
$3.5 million for Josh Dobbs.
Right. So I mean, who does Robert Kraft want? He wants Joe Milton.
Yeah, then go.
And if May went down, Bob Kraft would be pretty happy about that too, because it's going to be good for him.
My whole thing is to talk later. I'll tell you that Beetle and Zolak,
Terrible.
Embarrassing. I mean, Beetle just sits there basically was like making a joke of it.
Yeah, he goes, I don't want to hear any more about Joe Milton. I'll give you Joe Milton today, and I don't want to hear about him again.
I said, where you go to practice every day?
Yeah.
No, fat ass. He doesn't go anywhere. He sits there and freaking eats snacks. I'm like, what? It said, I couldn't believe it. It was so insulting. At least Zolak said he had a good game. Sorry about the good game. He's a physical freak. He might at the end of the day stink. But Josh Dobbs is proven stinks. And it just drives me crazy how they go. At least I give Felga a good. He at least did this thing justice.
He did.
Kind of ripped the page.
Absolutely did.
He totally did. Bertrand's supposed to be this expert football guy.
He's not. He's a clown.
He's the absolute clown. And Zolak, I realize on the show. I mean, he doesn't even think anymore.
Yeah, he's checked out.
And then the other guy, what's his name?
Yeah.
He always makes a little joke, and all he does is like giggle a little bit. So he like giggles around.
Yeah, I don't know
it's like he's 14.
It's a bad show.
Oh, terrible.
They need big and small in midday.
Terrible.
Ooh. That commute would be tough, though.
Oh, we'll
make it rolling in at friggin' 9:30.
The traffic?
What?
Trying to get to wherever they are, Alston, Brighton at 9:30 in the morning.
I think they're off. I think their new studio's in Waltham.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you kidding me? At that time? Get in the car. You're going to be there at 10? Shit, me. I went to Cambridge every day.
Ricky be rolling in at 10:01.
Perfect.
Keep that commercial going.
Leave here at 9. Go doubt. You get through the split. There's no traffic to the split. It's 9:30 when you get to the split. Right up 128. There's good joints out there, Dougie.
And it's not like you trade. It's just nothing. Like you traded an absolute asset for nothing, a 5th round pick. Like what are you gonna do with another 5th round pick?
Yeah, I agree. Not only I mean asset. The guy
draft, like Ricky said, draft another late quarterback randomly who's not going to be the physical specimen freak that
you watch Dak Prescott go down, and then Milton steps in,
and he's going to be throwing a fucking CD Lamb.
Yeah. That's the thing. They talk about how he was playing against third stringers and stuff. I didn't care about that. I cared about two things. He threw the ball where it needed to go.
900 miles an hour.
On target, on time. Right? I don't care who he's playing against. On target, on time. Number one. Number two, that guy was very comfortable. There was absolutely zero panic in him. And that has nothing to do with third string guys either. He was confident. He knew his offense. He knew where he wanted to go. He knew what he wanted to do. It had nothing to do with who was on the field.
I liked in the little bit that we saw too. I liked that he knew he had the ability, but he still wasn't a run first quarterback.
Oh, well, I mean, if you could throw the ball 50 yards in 2 seconds, you'd probably lean on that a little bit too.
Well, the other part is like to your point, the 5th round pick, right? And actually, someone wanted to still trade for him. And I guarantee you, if they held on to him longer, but they literally just didn't want him to be there because this is their first practice, volunteer workouts is coming up.
Yeah.
You could have let him work out. You should have been showcasing him if he had any balls, showcasing him in all preseason.
Yeah.
And now you go get yourself a 3rd round pick.
And some dude
really going to move him.
Or some guy gets hurt. Some quarterback gets hurt. Now all of a sudden you got Joe Milton sitting there.
It's 1,000 factors because you're not going to get as quality a guy this year in the 5th round. It's going to take a minor miracle, or you accidentally run into Tom Brady.
Scatterboo.
But the fact But the fact of the matter is, it was so obvious that they don't want to hurt Precious Drake May.
But I don't put that on May though. I put it on them.
It's not on me.
Yeah.
It's on them. They don't want the controversy. They don't want to deal with the questions.
They don't want to repeat of Mac Jones.
Yeah.
But I don't think May gives a shit, honestly.
Mac Jones, well, if you have it in your head, whoever even thought Bailey Zappi could throw a football is an idiot anyway. So Jesus Christ, this guy's a physical freak playing a tight end.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous what they did, Doug. I'm so disgusted. It's going to bite him. Coach said it earlier today.
I hope Dak goes down game 1, and here he comes, Joe Milton. And I hope we hear nothing about it on Sports Hub, everything, and they just roast the Patriots organization.
100%, Doug. I'm with you.
If Dak sucks, they're going to be yelling Joe Milton.
Now, as soon as it's Milton at quarterback for Dallas and dogs for the Patriots, I'll be focusing on Dallas.
Yeah,
it's just I saw it and I was like, are we serious?
So it's so funny. Like the last month, all we heard about was how the Giants have to take Shador, blah blah blah. Now we're getting close, and they're like, well, now they got what's his name? They're not going to have a quarterback. Yeah, they got Wilson. They're not going to take a quarterback. So they're going to grab Hunter. Cleveland's going to get Abdul Carter, and Tennessee's going to take Cam Ward. Now all of a sudden, Shador sucks. Some people projecting him out of the first round. It's like, what are you talking about?
I don't think he goes out of the first round, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I heard that.
What, 8, 9?
Well, who needs a quarterback? The Raiders just signed Geno Smith.
Well, they extended him. They extended him today. They signed him and then they extended him today.
So, who needs a quarterback? I do agree with
Giants. Because Russell Wilson stinks. Their quarterback room stinks. And that's why the Giants organization stinks. To not take a Shador Sanders for 42, 37 touchdowns and 5 picks.
I don't know. The Jets?
Unheard of.
The Jets at 7?
Yeah, but now you just got Hurts.
But didn't they already come out publicly and say he won't play for fucking New York?
No.
The guy from Minnesota.
Oh, the Jets?
The
Jets are what's his name from Pittsburgh?
Oh,
Fields. Sorry,
Fields. Right. Sorry. Where'd that kid go?
Carolina doesn't. New Orleans. The Saints, maybe.
Yeah.
Saints, and then you got Chicago. Chicago's not going to do it
in the first round. The question is, what the Giants were doing is to me is absolutely ludicrous, but we'll see where he ends up. But I just don't get what. I don't know if the interview's really bad and all this stuff, but I am floored by it because I think Cam Ward's going to be a complete bust.
You do?
Yeah. And that's the other thing to talk about. All these idiots, the callers call, the talk radio guys. They're talking about the difference is conferences. Do you know conference? We were talking about the ACC.
ACC sucks.
I know. That was my point. They were talking about how there was more about in regards to Hunter that he played in a bad conference.
Yeah, but the ACC is bad. You know what I mean? I would compare those two conferences.
The Big 12 was better than by far.
Absolutely.
By far. It wasn't even close. Clemson making the postseason was an absolute joke, and it was proven. But the conference was way better. They played a better schedule, and they dominated in basically a 3-year-old program, a 2-year program. 2-year-old.
Yeah.
That program, they didn't win a game almost the year before Dion got there.
Yeah, he kicked everybody out.
Unbelievable. He got rid of the whole team.
Yeah.
0 offensive line, brought in some unbelievable weapons. Those two guys are freaks. And, figure it out, people. But, let's go get, it's Russell Wilson. Oh,
He's serviceable.
And then
That's
for the
it.
Giants, you think you're selling any Russell Wilson's teams? Any bang with that?
No, but I mean, you got an established veteran, and like Coach said, he's serviceable. He's not gonna. I don't think he's gonna make super mistakes. You have a very good wide receiver in Malik Neighbors, but that's really all you have.
Yeah, but I mean, that makes Hunter more attractive for them, right?
Russell Wilson hasn't won a thing in 5-6 years.
I'm not saying, but like 80% of the quarterbacks in the league haven't won a thing in 5 years.
That's why, because most of them stink.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing
When's the
with
last
you.
time Russell Wilson was the quarterback in the playoffs?
Was it the year they choked it? I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of quarterbacks have been in the playoffs.
Right.
And the team that he left went to the playoffs the next year with a rookie quarterback.
The one thing I am hearing,
suspect, Bo Nix. We're gonna give Bo Nix. Bo Nix.
My guy, mile high. The one thing I am hearing though is it seems to be more and more apparent that the Patriots are going to take the safest route, and Will Campbell at 4 seems to be getting more traction.
Yeah, I don't like that. I'd rather take the guy from Missouri, but I don't. The problem I see they having is like, what is the value of the 4th pick if Shador is still there and you don't have a quarterback? Like, because of what you just said, all those other teams don't need a quarterback. So I mean, Shador at 4 is as valuable as Shador at 11 or 12 because those teams in between don't need a guy. You know what I mean? So the number 4 pick, there's no leverage there. Like who's the next guy? That's the problem, right? Besides Cam Ward, besides Carter and Hunter, after that, there's no other clear guy unless you really have to have, the tight end from Penn State. You need that guy. You need him. You know what I mean? So there's there's something there, but there's no stud left tackle. Gentry's like the most sought after guy, I would think, left, like next, right? The most, wouldn't you think?
I would say, yeah.
And on
the offensive side of the ball,
I wouldn't be upset if they took him at 4.
This mock draft has him going the Raiders at 6.
But my point is, like, there's no leverage in that 4th pick because there's no guy to get at that point. You know what I mean?
Well, if Shador's there, do you do it and just take?
But like you said, who's the next team? New Orleans, right?
This mock draft has him going to New Orleans at 9.
So New Orleans doesn't have to trade up for him because no one else is going after him. That's my point. You know what I mean? There's no leverage in that 4th pick.
Yeah, well, talk about the Joe Miltons.
I know.
Screwed again.
I know.
I mean, imagine how biblical that is at the end of the
totally.
Day. That you lose out on a guaranteed generational talent because of that stupid win.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And again, that's all in the crafts.
Yes. It's all in mayo.
And mayonnaise. But they had.
It's funny how the narrative changes because now it's like, they won that last game. They would have had first overall pick, all this stuff. When like the week of, everybody was saying, tank, throw out the practice squad. Like, these are professional athletes. They're going to play the game to win. And now everybody's fucking tune is changing.
No, it was changing then when they won the game. It was fun to watch, but it was a terrible win.
Oh, yeah.
It was terrible.
No, but it just ends up that if you, I just look at it. I agree with you, Coach, 100%. I don't know who will be trading partner. Who's gonna, unless someone's dying to get Will Campbell or somebody.
Will Campbell's not the guy, though. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
I don't like that. Yeah. With the argument is who's gonna want to trade up to 4? But what urgency is to trade up?
Right. So if you take the philosophy, which I think they should.
It would have to be if Shador is there.
But Shador is definitely going to be.
If he's not there, then take the guy that someone else didn't take, which will either be
right. But I think if Shador is, Shador is there, then that opens more doors
How?
on the quarterback scene.
Well, like I said, New Orleans doesn't need to trade up because no one else is going after him. They could just sit where they are, and they're going to get Shador at 9 because no one else wants him.
Then call him. Hey, we're going to take Shador unless you want to do something. What do you want to do?
They'd be like, yeah, go ahead, take him, you fucking moron. Why would they do that? That's what I would say. Go ahead, take him. You'd be the laughing stock of the league. That's almost as bad as Cole Strange.
Then you know what? You know what? Then take Shador and fucking trade fucking Drake May in the same conversation. Hey, we're gonna draft Shador. What do you give us for Drake May?
That I know. But I'm not again. But the Jets still could be in play.
Well, they got Fields, right?
Right, but he's not a proven NFL quarterback. He ended up getting benched for freaking Russell Wilson last year.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's like a good my whole point I'm making about the Giants and the Jets is the point is Justin Fields isn't. People aren't buying tickets and buying jerseys because of Justin Fields. They're 100% not doing it for
Russell Wilson.
So Shador Sanders comes with a big ow. It might be a bust.
Yeah,
but it's a pow. It's a huge.
It's a business. It's from a business perspective.
From a business side, it's huge. So my point is, if I'm the Jets, you've got Fields. See how Shador's doing. You got him there. Justin Fields, awesome backup quarterback in the league. Is he a Super Bowl playoff contending quarterback?
No.
So that's the one for me that's interesting. That may want to trade up. If he's sitting there,
but do you want to
put some pressure on.
Do you want to put that guy in your league?
What?
Do you want to put Shador in your league? Now you got to play him twice a year.
Well, they'll trade the pick. They'll trade. I don't know, maybe not. But if they trade the pick,
I'm just saying I don't think they would trade him to the Jets because they don't want to play that guy twice a year. You know, it makes them.
Well, maybe he stinks. Everybody thinks he stinks now. He can't go through the Giants, who have the worst quarterback in the country.
Is he better than Justin Fields?
Yeah. Is he better than Russell Wilson?
Yes.
So, but we don't. But obviously, everybody else doesn't think so. If they're saying he's going to slide, to Doug's point, people are talking about maybe sliding out of the first round, which is absolutely ridiculous. So, I mean, if he's sliding, the bottom of other pages, I don't care. Sounds like he's a bust. So, I want to get what best I can for that pick, and it's not Will Campbell.
No.
Trade down. If they can trade down, they got to trade out of that. If not for me, it's Tyler Warren, and that's it.
I would take Warren at 4.
I would.
If it's best available, if they don't need, I wouldn't say they have a tremendous need at running back. I mean, Gentry's a good player. But again, you know, what did Gentry do in that playoff against a real team?
You still have really much shots.
Yeah, but he's not. I think he's a little overrated because of the competition he played against.
Yeah, he's a running back. Running backs that's a tough tough one to take there.
Right.
You know, I've said this from the old podcast. There's about, if I'm picking there, I'm picking someone that I know is everybody can miss, but in general is a starter who can't miss. And in my opinion, Warren to grow up 2 young guys together that Benke with which he's going to need.
Yeah.
Get things on the outside, see what else comes up. Maybe pick up a backlit. I just think he's a guy with tremendous versatility. He can cover a lot up on your tackle situation with blocking. And he's a guy to go in and say, you need to get with that automatic impact play.
I think with their draft capital, they can move up and grab the left tackle, either the guy from Texas or the guy from Ohio State. Late first round.
100%.
Yeah. That would be where to go then.
And that's why I look at it too. If they it'd be interesting. Well, it's gonna be an interesting night, Doug. We'll leave it at that. But hopefully somehow Hunter falls.
Because I'm with Coach. I don't think Ward's the guy. I mean, if I was Tennessee, I'd take Abdul.
Yeah. Well,
And now you really kind of throw a wrench in everything.
They roll the dice with Will Levis. Yeah, if they leave Cam Ward off the board at number one, now you're looking at, because Cleveland.
Now is Cleveland going to take Ward or Shador, even though they have Deshaun?
They don't have Deshaun. That's just an anchor on their payroll. Yeah.
No, I gotta be honest with you. Out of the young quarterbacks, I don't see Ward being some generational quarterback over a young Will Levis.
No, I like the kid from Ole Miss, Jackson Dart, better.
Not at that pick though.
Not at that pick, but I mean, like,
I agree.
In general.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree with you more. I think that Ward couldn't win the big game in that conference, in an absolute horrific conference. He's talented, no doubt about it. But would you rather have a generational pass rusher guaranteed on that team, and you have a service quarterback, and maybe you can go back and in that draft, and maybe you can make another trade? They're going to have some other stuff. Maybe they make a deal, and then trade down with the Patriots or something. Who knows? But I like you thinking there, Doug, because I'm shocked they got this guy Wood as a bona fide stud number one pick, but over I think two generational players. I don't get it.
Well, that's the other question too about Joe Milton. Where would Joe Milton be in this draft if you were going to draft?
He'd be up there, but not in the first time.
He'd probably be second round, easy, right? I think he'd be second round. A team like the Giants or a team like, even Dallas.
Receiver.
Dallas might grab him in the second round.
Wide receiver, outside edge, corner, edge. So as of right now, there's only two. Shador.
It'd be QB3.
As of right now, there's only two quarterbacks slated to go in the first round.
Yeah, so he would be behind Dart, probably.
I'd say probably middle to end of second round.
Right. So that right there, where you're saying Joe Milton is the middle to end of second round pick in this year's draft.
And you've already seen him play, and you got him for a fifth round pick.
That's my point. That's how bad that deal was.
1,000%.
That's how bad that deal was.
Yeah, it's gonna be fascinating the next couple of weeks, see what happens. I think Sanders' big day was today.
Oh, he had a pro day?
His pro day was today, I believe.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward a little later on walking into that. But but like I say, that's why I think the Jets is an interesting one, because I agree with Coach. Maybe you worry about trading within your division, but they give you the right package. For me, the Jets, they need to make a splash.
Yeah, I agree with it. They do.
And also, I feel the Giants, they've all supposed to be this unbelievable coach who develops quarterbacks. He's not developing freaking Russell Wilson. He is what he is.
Tommy Bag of Donuts didn't do anything.
And he's a year older. And I mean, it's unbelievable how bad organizations are. But what are we getting into, Doug? We get a little NCAA hockey quick.
It's gonna have to be quick. We're already at an hour.
Oh wow. Ooh. Yeah. So real quick, it's obviously Hockey East was big in the the NCAA playoffs, but
shout out to the UMaine Black Bears.
They lost.
I thought they won it all.
No. Frozen Fours a week from tonight, Coach.
Yeah, BU plays.
That offside shot.
BU plays Western Michigan.
Yeah,
and Denver plays Penn State in the Frozen Four.
So what did Maine do?
Lost.
I
think they lost. I think they lost.
They lost early. They lost
to Cornell in OT, right?
Yeah. The heartbreaker was UConn.
Yeah.
And then UConn lost in overtime
to Penn State. Great game. And then
BC is just owned by Denver. It's amazing.
Yeah.
2 years in a row. That goalie's still undrafted.
Really?
Yeah.
He's only let up one goal against arguably like the most potent collegiate team in history.
Unbelievable. So it was very disappointing because I thought they would have, going in, half the teams were basically Northeast teams,
Yeah.
and only one made it through. But
The Terriers.
both of the Terriers. But I just want to bring that because it's once again the outrageously pathetic coverage by Boston media for college hockey is sickening, absolutely sickening. I don't know how to voice my opinion on it more than this venue, but maybe we're gonna have to do like an Instagram clip or something. I don't know, X.
We should do a little.
Twitter
So the Not Patriot Digest, Dougie. We should do like during the year, and as right now, as we're moving along into the collegiate baseball season, maybe we do a little clip on Northeast collegiate sports.
Okay.
What do you think?
Frozen Forward is to start till a week from today, the 10th.
Yeah.
And that's another crime by the NCAA.
That it takes so long.
They shoot themselves in the foot because some bozo didn't want to compete with the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Totally miss it. It's a totally, completely, 100% different audience. You went hand to him. Now you get a sit, so people got to lose complete interest. No one's even remember it.
Well, not only that, but like last week they were going against the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
So was there a problem last week?
This is the better weekend advertising because, like we were talking about it, the Frozen Four for hockey should be Friday night, no competition.
Thursday, Saturday.
Perfect. No, no. Then you go Friday night and then Sunday.
Right. No, you're right.
It's perfect. So that going in, nothing.
They'll have 11 days off.
Yeah, you're 1,000% right. They should go Friday, Sunday. Friday, Sunday. Then you have collegiate sports Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
But these guys that run these organizations are so dumb. It's beyond belief to me. Like you're sitting there, it's perfect. Everything's gonna be hyped up. You can pump it up around the NCAA basketball. Pump it up. It's okay. Promote the whole thing together. And it just blows me away that it goes. So you want to talk about outrageously long seasons.
Yeah.
The collegiate hockey season is so pathetically long for college.
It starts beginning of October.
It's October to if you're in it till the end of April almost.
Yeah.
It is pathetic.
And they don't even play that many games. It's not like they're playing 80 games.
No.
They play like 35 games.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But they had but anyways, hope for BU. But I would just say
this year.
The talk radio thing's disgusting. And so what came up, I was listening, I don't know if you guys heard this. Felga was on talking about, the Bruins and how they'll butcher the draft pick and all that. Because someone's talking about where the Bruins will pick in the draft.
Yeah.
So it's like the worst I think they could pick is 5 or 7.
They have a lottery, right?
Yeah, but even if in the lottery it still doesn't matter. It's like the worst they could do right now is like 7, whatever. But the point is, so Felga made at the point that someone tipped him, I'm sure, because he'd have no idea about the Bruins' #1 draft pick from last year, Letourneau.
Yeah.
Who's a freshman at Boston College. And he's right, to a degree. His point was right, but then he proceeded it to make an ass of himself. That Dean Letourneau was like the #1 pick of the Bruins, and he scored 0 goals as a freshman at Boston College this year. He had 3 assists.
Yeah.
Which we've already talked about, right? Now, he wasn't supposed to be there.
Right.
Because he played for Upper Canada. What did he play?
Heisel.
Stansted, I think.
Yeah.
In Canada. Prep school up there was supposed to go, and they call him. But still, it is embarrassing.
Yeah.
So I would say, no problem. Make that argument that the Bruins drafting has been absolutely horrific. But he proceeded to make fun of. He's playing, not scoring, playing against Bentley. Kept talking about Bentley. Playing against UNH.
Wait, what?
And it's like, you freaking idiot. Do you know how many NHL players are in the Hockey East right now? NHL players?
NHL draft guys.
Draft guys? It's just so way more than a playing in the NBA from Boston College basketball, from any basketball in New England, really, except for maybe UConn?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's embarrassing how dumb they are, uneducated they are in college sports, uneducated they are about the whole thing, and it drives me ballistic. And it was like belittling, like sitting there going, like, I can't believe more people don't call and just be like, my kid's playing at UNH. You freaking have like 5 guys in the NHL right now,
Right.
idiot.
So the
But
one thing
it's-
I did see, and it's and I'm no hockey expert, but like this just cements more to me how hockey is just a completely different animal. So did you see that kid, Leonard?
Yeah, Ryan Leonard.
So he got drafted by Washington, finishes out his season, they lose in the playoffs, and now he gets to just go and join his NHL team and skate and go play for the NHL.
Happens every year.
That's wild to me.
Yeah, it happens every year.
It's crazy. Like it mind boggles me.
I remember the biggest one. I remember back in the day, the Bruins got a big boost out of it. I think it was Craig Janney.
Yeah.
When they were good in the day, came up with Neely.
Yeah.
And another guy, trying to blank who the other kid was. He didn't have a great career. Janney didn't really either, but they were really good.
No, it was recently, what's his name? The kid the son of the guy that coaches Harvard. What's his name? Donato. Donato was playing for Harvard. And they lost. He came out and started playing for the Bruins, and he was living out of his dorm, taking tests during the day and playing for the Bruins at night.
Yeah, it's wild to me.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
But that just goes to like how just a different animal the NHL is,
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all
or hockey in general.
Well, Kenny Morrow. You know who Kenny Morrow is?
No,
Kenny Morrow played for Team USA in 1980, won the gold medal, won the NCAA championship in the same year, and then went on to play with the New York Islanders and won the Stanley Cup in the same year. Never been done before. Imagine that?
has it been done since?
No.
Okay.
No, but that's
And I know you're saying that the Final Four doesn't get a lot of traction, but according to Ticketmaster, $333 is the cheapest ticket to get into the Frozen Four on opening night.
although I think the one ticket covers the whole thing. Maybe I'm wrong. But still, I mean, yeah, it's a draw. It's I mean the hockey
But either way, the
crowd.
Yeah, to your point, the hockey people, that's different. That's not my point. It is a draw because it's in St. Louis and people go, like when it was in Boston, it's packed.
Right.
People love it. Hockey people will go. That's not my point. For a national viewership audience, what you're trying to attract, that's the key.
Especially coming off the Four Nations thing, because if you threw the Frozen Four in with the Final Four, people would watch it just because of the Frozen Four thing, the Four Nations thing. You know, if you hyped it up,
Totally.
because hockey, whether you no players like the sport, whatever, it is, especially in the playoffs, it is interesting for people that don't even watch hockey because of how fast it is, how physical it is. There's typically like a goal means a lot. So, I mean, it's best story ever. I had these guys from Spain that I worked with at the bank. They're from Spain. They're big soccer guys. I said, watch the Bruins in the playoffs. It's like soccer, but it's a lot smaller. It's a lot faster. Next day I went in, these guys were like, wow, that was awesome. Never watched a hockey game in their life.
No, I know. It's just how you. But to your point, Doug, about Harold going just you the other night with what's his name? From BC with the Capitals.
Oh, Leonard.
His debuts the other night with Leonard. These idiots are just belittling New England college hockey at the division level, and the kid's playing with Ovechkin, for Christ's sake, and he had an assist like his third shift.
Right.
I mean, it's embarrassing. There are currently 327 collegiate hockey players playing on NHL rosters.
Yeah.
That's a pretty significant amount.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Well, that was the cool thing too, because I don't know if you saw this online. So obviously the Caps played the Bruins like Tuesday night. Yeah. So then Ovi and the guys, like they pick up Leonard and they're like, going to the fucking bars in Boston, like, hey, show us around the ropes, like, show us some like cool shit and whatnot.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
You're just going drinking with a guaranteed first ballot Hall of Famer around, just like, hey, what's up, guys? Like, here's my dorm room. Here's
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I mean, he's also probably like 25, but outside of that, it's not, I don't know.
No, Leonard's young.
He's pretty young, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
he
young.
played in the juniors, right?
He did. He didn't play much in June. He played. Yeah, he was a U20 this year.
Yeah, he was 20. But yeah. But anyway, just another pathetic indictment on Boston talk radio. Let's talk for the 17th time who's going to play left tackle. And then
Top three, Dougie.
Well, we got the four. Final four basketball, just so we're ready to go. All number ones.
Pretty boring.
Kind of a boring tournament.
Yeah,
very boring. Very boring.
You know what happens is all the nerds that never watch college basketball, they're all in it now because they picked the number ones to go down in the Final Four, and they're all in it. They all picked Duke to win.
What if the NIL has anything to do with it? But anyway.
Yeah, just a little bit. All right, Dougie. Final.
Yeah, so they play Saturday. Florida's taking on Auburn. And then the second game Saturday, Houston's taking on Duke. And then lo and behold, the worst scheduling ever for college sports. Championship game Monday night, 9:00.
Yeah. That'll be Duke, Florida.
Brutal.
I will watch 0 minutes of that game.
But yeah, do we do a top three? We got no entertainment this week. We're gonna have to do a quick
Yeah, we're close. We're at an hour and 25 minutes right now.
Are we really?
Yeah.
We should probably wrap it up.
Yeah. Do I just did any entertainment news, Doug?
April, my darling wife, closed. She set a record today on the most expensive house sold in the ponds of Plymouth.
Wow. What was that ticket?
1.025 million.
Wow.
Wow. Good for her.
Should tell Costello.
Who was that?
What do you mean?
Who was the owner? Who's the site?
Oh, so it's her friend, and she's selling their house in Halifax, and they bought in Raymond Road down the ponds.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
How big's the house? What is the dimensions on the house and shit?
It's pretty big. It's like 3,200 square feet, like 4 beds, 2.5 baths.
Wow.
It's nice. They went in, like, updated it all. It's a nice house.
Wow, yeah, gotta be. Good for her.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So what does that mean? You're taking off May?
No.
Calling in sick?
I actually don't even know if I'm golfing on Tuesday, opening day. I looked at the weather. It's supposed to be like 46
So wait
and
a minute.
like.
Did you get an email or something?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get an email. All right. I probably did, but I know I probably did. I just didn't see it.
Brian's out.
Opening day. Oh, I give you a little entertainment. I booked a trip down to Myrtle today, May 4th through the 7th.
May the 4th be with you.
Yes. So I'll be down in Myrtle for those days, playing some golf.
Nice.
Sunday to Wednesday, because my buddies that live down there said you cannot get on a golf course Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But you know what I found interesting? You can get on a golf course on Sunday. You know why? They're all in church.
It's the Lord's Day. It's
Isn't
the
that
Lord's
unbelievable?
Day, man.
I thought that was awesome. Yeah, I said to my buddy, I said, we're flying in, we're getting in at 9:30. He goes, yeah, no problem. You can book a tea time anytime on a Sunday. I was like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. That'll be good.
Yeah, I've never golfed in Myrtle.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like the best courses around here, you're playing for
I
like
can touch base with Stevie Wiley.
$42. Yeah, but he would be a fifth, and that would be a problem.
No,
Yeah, Like the last time I went down, I saw Austin Wiley at the airport.
Oh, the Hope.
Austin.
What a sighting, huh?
He was with his wife,
Yeah.
holding hands and kissing right there in the terminal. I was like, dude, listen.
Kid's got the biggest fucking hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it doesn't end there.
Yeah,
Anyway.
yes, you've heard that story as well.
Yeah, not much. I went to got to see James on Wednesday, which was good. He didn't get in. The game before he doubled three runs. Big hit, 3-1, bases loaded, clearing double in the gap, which was nice. Suffolk was tough. UMass was pretty tough. The kid pitching played with us in summer ball for the prospects. He's really good pitcher, kid Dexter. Freezing out, terrible hitting conditions, but good to see him. And then they're rolling, top 5, and closing tomorrow on that condo.
Nice.
So that's over tomorrow, and then got a big meeting tomorrow morning, lunch with the developer friend of mine and the owner of 8 Carver Street, which is the old Salvation Army building, the old church.
I actually saw like a video of the guy the realtor who put it on from Sotheby's.
Yeah, Ryan.
Yeah, they did like a whole thing. They had like kind of drone footage on the inside.
Yeah, he's a good kid. So we're doing lunch tomorrow at Neo.
Nice.
Okay.
And see how that goes. And then I'm going to spend the night in Pine Hill Saturday night. A little off the grill. Great. Lisa's friends are coming into town.
A little road game.
Yeah,
a little road game, huh?
So we're heading down there.
It's gonna have to pack a toothbrush.
I know.
To ride down. I don't know if Coach and Patty are going to join us. We're going
I'll let her know.
to go to East Bay. And
What are you doing Saturday night?
Yeah.
Saturday night, if you want to do a little road game to East Bay, watch the 6 o'clock game.
Yeah, 6 and 9 o'clock are the 2 games.
Yeah. So I think we start East Bay for the 6, and then a few sodas. I'm going to see if Costello wants to jump in. And so that'll be a little, truly like a vacation.
I know I gotta start schmoozing Costello, see if we can get ourselves a tea time over at Old Sandwich.
I like it.
I don't know if he's gonna be able to do that.
No?
No. The only thing he'll be able to do is call you up after he's done, and you'll be able to go there and walk with him. You can't take a cart.
I just want to play the course.
Oh, it's a tough course, especially to walk.
All right.
Stucky, we're better off going to Catanza, kid, on a Monday. We'll have carts and everything.
Yeah, I'm down. I'll hit up fucking Ben Whiting too over at PCC. See what he's got going on this year.
Sure. I can get that done too.
Yeah, in your backyard.
Yep. I can get that done.
Beautiful. All right, boys. Podcast
All right.
gold per usual.
Podcast gold.
We'll hit them up with the top 6 next week to
There you
make
go.
up for it.
I love it. I love it.
All right, boys.
All right, Dougie. Go to bed.
See you, Douglas.